So now let's talk about the quotes widget, or the trading matrix is what it's labeled as with the example workspace. So this is the default settings for the quote widget inside of the example workspace. You can actually, start from scratch if this is too much. If you don't need all of this information, you can start from scratch by just going up here to this trading tab and clicking on the quotes widget. This is the exact same thing. And so what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to just set this up. We're going to use this kind of as I'm just going to place this up here as a reference. And I'm going to set this one up from scratch. So before I get into this, to make this easier to see, because it could be small for the recording, I'm going to go into settings and I'm going to go to display, change the font size to extra large. Just to kind of make everything a bit, bigger so you can see everything. All right, so I'm just going to type some symbols in here. I kind of remember the format is basically, the format is going to be product symbol. So for the NASDAQ futures, it's NQ. For the micro versions of the NASDAQ futures, it's MNQ. And then there'll be a dot and then your month and then your year, right? So this is, I put in NQ, actually it was supposed to be MNQ. So make sure I do the right thing. And then when you're typing it in, it'll help to put the dot in there so it can bring up the right contract months for the right symbol that you're trying to add to your quote board, right? So go ahead and add that in there. I'm gonna add a couple more. And if you're looking for one and you don't know what it is, you can just go to add symbol. You click inside of that add symbol search box. And then by whatever you're trying to, let's say you want to do a currencies, you go into currencies and you're looking for, let's just say the British pound. And you just go ahead and you'll see the British pound right here. It'll show you the exchange that it's on. So this is on the CME exchange. The X stands for exchange. And then it goes into the symbol for the British pound futures. And then the contract month, you'll select the contract month that you want with the year. And I can just add that in there. And just for fun, I'm going to add one more. Let's go to energies. I'm going to add CL, looking for crude oil. There we go. Crude oil is right there on the NYMEX exchange. And the current one is N for July. All right, so we have that built out. Let's just say this is the main symbols that I want to see. If I double click on that, I can rename it and call it prime list. And I'm just add another one for fun. Let's just call this crypto. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in that. And this time I'm going to try to just to type it out what I'm looking for. Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, but Bitcoin. There we go. And you can see BIT M23. Let's go ahead and open that up. And let me go ahead and add the ETH. And let me go ahead and add that in there. And that's to say, for whatever reason, you want the future one as well. So for July, let me go ahead and add that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and change this to, change the name of that. All right, so now what can we do from here? Once we have this set up, let me go back to my prime list. So up here, you can see we have the different columns of information, and you can add and remove stuff from here with this settings button here, the little sprocket. So let's just say I don't want to see the change. I don't want that to be inside of my quote board. Let me go ahead and click on the settings. To remove that, I'm just going to go over here to this right side and display columns. And I'm going to uncheck net change, click save, and now the change is in there. So if I want to add something, let's go ahead and add that back. And let's say I also want to add in an alert, and I want to add in the trade date. And let's just find one more. Let me go ahead and just add in the profit loss. So over here, you can see how everything was added, but let's say I don't like it in this order. Let's say if I'm gonna bring alert up here, have to scroll up. All right, and put it right there next to the symbol. Also, what I can do, you see we have the bid and the ads, how there's a color there. I can change the text color and the background color. So let's say for this alert, I'm going to make the text color, let's just say I want to make it red. And then let's say I want to make the background color, I don't know, yellow. You can also see the formula there if you want to. That just shows you the hex key for the colors. If you just have a specific hex key color that you want to put in there, you can put it in there using this formula tab. And go ahead and hit save. And we're just going to keep it like that. And then let's go ahead and save. And so now you can see all the changes that I made and everything is there. And if I want to just clean it up a little bit, I can adjust my window to have everything fit nice and neat inside of the quote widget. So let me go back to the settings. Well, we do have a couple options additional to those columns. You see up here at the top, we can do alternate row color. So you see like right here, it's kind of maybe a little bit hard to see, but you can see you got alternate colors between each row. So what I can do is I can click on that. And if I click save, now I got the same thing that can kind of just help with the aesthetics. One more thing I want to show is this default quantity. So you can also trade from this quote widget. When you place a trade here, you don't have the option to change the quantity. So what you can do is if you want to set a default quantity for every time you place a trade, you can change it here in the settings. So let's just say I want to make it 3 just for this example. Go ahead and hit save. And so now when let's say I want to buy in queue, if I click buy, so automatically 3 is going to go inside my quantity, right? One more thing I want to mention here is that this is done for each tab. So you can make this change. You can change the setting for each tab. So right now I'm in the prime list tab. Let's say I want to go to the crypto tab and it has its own settings that I can change for each tab, right? So if let's just say I don't want to go through and individually do that, what I can do is I can save and default. So now that I have those default settings saved, now when I add a tab, and let me just throw anything in here. I don't know, let's go YM. And see, now you can see that it started adding things with the column settings that I just changed. So those are your setting options. Now in terms of some other options that you have, let me go back to my prime list. So you have this other options button over here, the 3 dots. You can click on that and give you some more options. You can place an order. So if I click on place an order, that brings up my order entry window. You have the advanced trader. So if I click on advanced trader, that brings up the advanced trader, the depth widget for that symbol. That's the easy way to bring that up. Also, you can bring up a chart from this quote widget. So you can bring a chart up for whatever symbol that you just clicked on. All right, so another option that you have your symbol information. If I click on that, that'll show me all the contract specifications for the contract that I just clicked on. See, so I clicked on NQ M23 and it shows me all the contract specifications information. So I don't, it's a real handy thing. I don't have to go, to CME's website or anywhere else to try to get this information. I can get it all right here from the platform. And then I can also edit the symbol here. So if I want to change it, let's just say I want to take it to another month. Let's just go with U. I can edit the symbol from there. Let me put it back on M. And then last, you can remove the symbol. So let's say I don't want N and Q in here anymore. I can just remove it there and it'll go away. So that's the key components of the trading matrix. You can also, if you want to move things around, you have that option as well. And that's kind of, that's pretty standard. And I feel like I really had to explain that one, but that you do have that option also. So as usual, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comment section below.